For around a couple years, I've thought about using a Windows or Linux laptop as a daily driver, but every time that I think about that, I always think that it's not a great idea because those laptops don't seem like that great of laptops. Well, that might actually change with the new Framework Laptop 13 Pro, so let's get into why this laptop might actually be a great alternative to the Mac. Before we get into all the specs, I would just like to let you know that Framework's whole thing is modularity and repairability, so the specs that I mentioned, they might actually be able to be replaced with a better spec, of course if it's not the highest spec. So the battery on the Laptop 13 Pro is bigger than previous Framework laptop generations, and that gives it around 20 hours of Netflix 4K streaming according to Framework. What display would you be watching that Netflix on? Well, it would be a 13.5-inch 700 nit display with a basically 3K resolution between 1080p and 4K with a 120Hz refresh rate, and here's a surprise, it's actually touchscreen. But if you're not into touching the things on your display, then there's also a haptic trackpad, and at their event announcing this laptop, Framework really talked about how many Windows and Linux laptops don't have that great of a haptic trackpad, so when they were designing this laptop, they really tried to make it a really good haptic trackpad. I can't actually tell you if that haptic trackpad is actually good, because I don't have a Framework Laptop 13 Pro in real life, but hey, Framework, if you're watching this, I would love to test this laptop. But now you might be wondering, what actually powers this laptop? Because you probably know that Apple's laptops are really known for having great chips. Well, it runs on Intel's new Core Ultra Series 3 chips. But if you're not into those Intel chips, then there's also an option for the AMD Ryzen AI 300 series as a chip. So the Framework Laptop 13 Pro is available right now for pre-order, with shipment starting in June, with the model with the Windows system already pre-built starting at $1,699, just like the MacBook Pro, and the DIY version starting at a cheaper $1,199. So as I've talked about in this video, I feel like the Framework Laptop 13 Pro is a really great alternative to the MacBook Pro, and why I feel like it's an alternative is because I don't really know how those processors compare to Apple Silicon, but with that aside, I would actually really want to try this laptop, and maybe I would even switch to this laptop. One thing that I especially like about this laptop is that it's heavily customizable, which is one thing that you can't do on the MacBook Pro, or any MacBook. So as you probably thought, I'm giving the Framework Laptop 13 Pro an exclamation point, and you just have to rewind to see why I'm giving it that. So thank you so much for watching this video, and if you did enjoy this video, please consider pressing that subscribe button. It's right next to the new profile picture, and also I would just like to say thank you everybody for the 100 subscribers, and yeah,